let's bring on today's guests. And I thought we would go straight in there with a question about ESG investments. How are they holding up right now? Bill.
Michael, thanks for having me on. I would say it's a difficult question to answer because an ESG investment is not, it's not like you're buying one stock, you're actually building portfolios. And so in general, ESG is doing fine in that regard. I think that the bigger issue is that there was, to your earlier point, some irrational exuberance around ESG investing 3-4 years ago in the US, which led to a lot of unauthentic product, a lot of unauthentic actors, maybe a lot of unreasonable expectations. And that has certainly faced some backlash. And I would say that assets are not growing in the space that the way they were 3 years ago. There has been sort of a reconciliation, and a lot of players have left the market, and the ones that are authentic are doubling down and doing very well. But I guess that would be my answer. I think ESG is going to be fine because investors want it and need it, and that's true all over the world.
Okay, thank you for that. And same question to you, Alyssa. How's ESG investing holding up right now?
Great, thank you, and echo my thanks for being on the show today. So, I agree with Bill, and I take it more from a perspective looking at the fixed income markets, because that's what our impact investing strategy focuses on. But I agree. I think there's, within our specific opportunity sets, there's still a lot of opportunities for investment, a lot of opportunity for growth. And when it comes down to it, the thesis of what ESG is all about, as Bill said, it's not going away. It's a lot of different things, but it's something that adds an additional risk management layer to investing. And again, that's, if you look at the historical thesis and long-term thesis, that's not going away.
Curious to know if the panelists are finding that companies included in a fund are able to clearly articulate their impact. Any struggle with getting the impact reporting aligned with impact thesis? Any thoughts about that question? It's quite a tough question, I think. Thank you, John.
So again, I approach it from the fixed income perspective, but this is something that we've worked on for years to increase the transparency and impact reporting. Now, our strategy, the use of proceeds. So where we have become more involved as bondholders is in engagement, whereas in the past that really wasn't really a thing for bondholders compared to equity holders or stockholders. So, but that is something that we are very active in. We're actually starting a working group with ICCR, which is a coalition in the United States for faith-based investors, working with them on engagement for bondholders. And I think that this is something, we'll continue to see, that the transparency, the reporting, are they producing the reports that they said they're going to produce with the impact metrics and considerations? And if they're not, why not? And how can we help lead that along? And then just being a more vocal voice in this for transparency purposes.
Okay, thank you. All right. So look, we really would be winding up now, really. But I haven't asked the question, what is the future of ESG investing, which is kind of the theme for today's show. So could I ask you to do a very, very quick answer to the question? Let's do some crystal ball gazing. What is the future of ESG investing? Can we do that question in less than 45 seconds each? Bill, can you have a go at that?
Yes, I'm going to return time to other people by saying simply that I think it's just the future of investing. I think, eventually we're going to get to the point where, and I think this is probably more true today in Europe than anywhere else, where it's just it's additional data points that are used through the lens of which people make investment decisions, and we can just kind of lose the terminology.
Okay, interesting. So in almost like saying, what's the future of electricity investing? Electricity isn't everything. You don't invest in electricity. Electricity is what enables things. Maybe it's a similar analogy there. Chris, what are your thoughts? Future of ESG investing?
Yeah, well, when we founded ESG Investor, our strapline was investing in the future, because for two reasons. Because we believe that effectively all investing sooner or later will be ESG investing, and also it's about building the future that we want to see, the future that we want to live in, and that's allocating positively to the kind of companies, the projects and assets that are going to kind of build a future that we can all thrive in.
Okay, and Alyssa?
I would just say let's reduce all the noise around the labeling, what it's called, and just focus on what it is. And what it is, and I'll echo Bill, it's the future of investing. It's the current state of investing, and it's the future also. So I think it's very bright.
Well, I like that as an ending for today's show. The future of ESG is the future of investing, or the other way around. The future of investing is ESG. I think that's a really nice way to finish today's show. And thank you very much, everybody. And for everybody watching, April the 9th, watch out for more news about that. And see you soon.